Welcome to Smriti. We at Smriti are making an effort consciously to preserve, understand, and live the very nature of our ancient Vedas and Vedic system of knowledge. And in that pursuit, we have several scholars, members visiting, sharing their knowledge, their life works. Hey, Andy, thank you so much for coming back.
Namaste, Vani. Namaste, viewers. Let us ask the grace of Ma Devi Saraswati. Adikshanta vilasalala sataya tasam turiya tuya kroti kritya jagatrayam vijayate vedadi vidyamayi tam vacham mayi samprasadaya Sudha kallola kolahalat krida karnana varnaniya kavita samrajya siddhi pradam. One ancient Mahabharata has been host of many languages, and it is a host for linguistic diversity. At the same time, multiculturalism, also with 22 official languages, 13 official scripts, and 780 dialects, and 1560 regional dialectical variations. And what a glory for us to celebrate. Yes. And also, as being the home for multilingualism, our linguistic foundations are laid by our Vedangas, Siksha Shastras, that is prosody, and phonetics, and Pratisakyas, and Vyakarana Grandhas, that is grammar, and Nirukta, the etymology, and Tarka Shastra, the logic, the treatise for logic, and Chandu Grandhas, which talks about the meter. And all these are protecting our languages, especially in Bharat. And phonetic diversity and linguistic diversity are two elements that are protecting our languages. Let us talk about little bit about Sanskrit, origin of Sanskrit. And previously existing words from Vedic literature were accepted as a primary foundation, and they were taken into consideration and were refined by grammatical rules by Acharya Panini. And he used Maheshwara Sutrani, 14 linguistic principles. And he gave a phonetic formula for us. And also, at the same time, the sound units that he talked about, all the 14, talks about certain things. And we will talk about that very briefly, not much. But as you know, the script for Sanskrit is Devanagari. In Devanagari, even before, there is another script, Brahmi, and it is also called Sharada script. And these scripts were developed much later, after Panini gave the Maheshwara Sutras. And these 5 sutras are basically found 5 avenues, and these sound syllables. And phonemes, these phonemes, in these 5 avenues, I would call it, the sound units come out, the first one. Let's talk about the first out of the 5. The first one is sound units come out without embracing or touching any of the articulation points originating in the navel area. It flows through, comes through the throat, and exits. And these are called pranaksharas. And finding a way to come out. Okay? And the second one is the pranic energy, that is the prana shakti, or the life force. It gains nada, and and it finds certain articulation places where a complete touch happens. These are called sparshaksharas. And the third one is sound units formed by the touch of specific articulation point in the oral cavity, but they detour through the nasal passages and become anunasikya. And the fourth one is sound units and the pranic air, fire element, energy, all these make another half-touched components. Okay, and sound units, while passing through the articulation area, this pranic area introduces different sounds. There is only half touch, and those are called ushmas. They use much more air than the rest of the letters. And the fifth one is, it uses much of the breath, takes more effort, and they form a different articulation, and some of them have a particular place and some of them don't. So their potency is more than the ushmas. So these 5 avenues, they form all the letters. And there are 2 more very interesting letters. Ra. When we pronounce the R sound, what happens is, it's a retroflex sound, as we all know. It's back of our teeth. The tongue touches the back of our teeth, and it's called barkhyam. That's the word used in Sanskrit. And when we pronounce tra, dharma, dhruti, our tongue touches the back of the teeth on the top. And there is another R sound when we pronounce rushi. It doesn't touch the back, but it rolls, touch the roof. And these are called varshva. These are named as that. And these sounds, as we talked about the gutturals, palatals, labials, cerebrals, dentals, and nasals, all these, and also the ra, ushmas, and antastas, that is semi-vowels. All these aksharas, 26 we talked about in last session, and ucharana is the pronunciation method. And this brings out, that means expliciting the feelings, emotions, thoughts, experiences in the form of sounds. They come out using unitary sound. Let's use that word for akshara, okay? Unitary sound units. These are the aksharas. So aksharas are sound energy units encapsulated by varna. That means it is a capsule of energy, pranic energy, and it is encapsulated by varna, that is a form, that is akshara. And what's the difference between alphabets and akshara again? We have been speaking about this in every session almost, so that we cement it in our mind. Alphabets those are the body that carries the energy. It's only the body. The energy is in the akshara, the body is the alphabet. So with the body, because it gained a form, we have created worldly languages. And what happens here is, this akshara is a samhita by itself. Akshara means totality, entirety, self-existing unit. And it indicates the entire area of sound production. Okay, and it also indicates audio capsules. Let us talk about this one particular word that's very interesting, okay? Before I go into that, I will just take one step back. It declares the samhita ability. Akshara indicates the samhita ability. That means that each akshara is a unitary force in the universal sound matrix with a specified purpose and significance. That's the definition. So unitary creative energy capsules, akshara, and it carries desires, feelings, thoughts, and emotions. So akshara, again, let's take the word. And what are all the sounds it has? Because we said that we will talk about certain word, and we'll decipher, we'll take it, we will bring it to the unitary level and give the meaning and how it can be perceived, okay? Let's pick up 2 words. One is akshara other one is Agni.
Nice.
And Akshara is a word by itself. It has A, Ka, Sha, Ra, Ma, the last, Aksharam. Okay? So what all do we have in this 5? A, the first starts with A. That means it is the life energy, creative force that we are born with. That indicates, the letter A indicates the unitary creative force that is a jiva is born with, and it's manifests into effort. So A symbolizes Icha, Korika, energy, Prana Shakti, and also a being, a human being, because it comes with the birth of the human being along with. So the next letter is Ka. A starts at the navel, comes through. That's the first component. And the next one is Ka. Ka is a guttural sound. Ka indicates energy propelling into action. Ka, when we say it, energy breaks into action. Action of speaking. And the third one is Sh, the Shakara. Ak, Sh, Sh. That Sha is a Ushma. It takes up air capsules and it comes out. So what does it bring? These particular indicates the prana area where the breath energy starts. That is the lungs. Okay? Shakara, that is Sha. And then Ak, Sha, A, Aksha, right? The Ka and the Sha combines together and forms a different sound. It doesn't have an articulation place here, but it combines. That means it transcends. The energy that's coming so far with the action, with the air, the pranic air, it transcends into a different akshara, Aksha. And then A we add again. It's the Agni, it's the energy. And then Aksha, the third letter is Ra. Akshara. When we pronounce Ra sound, again we can pronounce it and see. We can close our eyes and pronounce it and see. What happens is the tongue touches the back of the teeth. So it is a Jiva Lakshana. That means the being, that is me, I am making that sound. So R represents Jiva. That is Antastha sound. It's a semi-vowel sound. So again, it ends Akshara. Again, Agni joins. There need to be a thread into the beats, right? So that is the Agni. So the last letter is M. M is a nasal sound. That means all knowing, that by the human, all knowing is indicated by nasal sounds. So all knowing symbol is Makara. So A, Ksha, Ra, Ma. A started at the navel. Ka started at the guttural. Sha started here in the oral cavity. Ra, it led us to almost to the tip. And then it took the energy from the our jnana area, and comes out. So it occupies the entire oral cavity to make this particular word. And it uses all the articulation points to make the sound, to give the whole total sound. So Aksharam symbolizes, the word Aksharam symbolizes 5 articulation points, 5 different energies, 5 different aspects with a different purpose, and it carries a meaning, and it gives one letter, that is Aksharam. That means it's a whole Brahman. Akshara, Brahman. Okay? And it's Akshara has an inherent meaning in it with all the pronunciations. And in alphabet, it is attributed meaning. Okay? Akshara carries inherent. How can we say, as I just said, all the particular areas, this energy that comes within brings all these meanings. And what we do is the Vak, when it comes out, is called Saraswati. The sound, that means the unitary sound energy that comes out in a kriya form, that is action, that means in ucharana, that is pronunciation. That energy is called Saraswati. Okay, and what gives the energy for us? Our annam, that is the food that we eat for the physical. And what gives the form is the emotion that we carry. And what we bring out is the jnana that we have. So all three components brings out this aksharam. So how do we give this meaning to it? You bring them to the basic level, that means unitary level, and see why we are using those particular, we can use any of kachata, tapaga, jada, daba, but we did not. There is a particular specific structure in the matrix. So that's how we pronounce akshara shabda. And let's see the Agni, what it does. To pronounce aksharas, we need Agni. That means it's a fire element. Fire element is needed for action, for any act. Especially the pranic energy requires fire element to make an act. Okay, that fire element is called Agni. That means pranic energy that leads to action in three worlds, that is physical, emotional, and intellectual worlds. In these three worlds, the entire spectrum of our actions in life results behavioral patterns in day-to-day life. And these actions improve and transcended from existing state. What is helping? Agni, the fire element in the jiva, that is the pranic healing, pranic formation, and it heals. What it does is it combines and it heals, it nourishes, it transcends the action into a particular sound. So Agni is nothing but pranic energy that leads the Jiva Shakti into three different worlds: physical, emotional, and intellectual world. So life is like a ball of fire. That means full of energy. And that means Jivanamu Anantagnula Kodika. That means it's a ball of fire. Who helped all these things? Gautama, Shaunaka, Yashka, and all the rishis of the yesteryears, they have talked about it. And in our language, in any of the languages from Bharat, we use these aksharas for a purpose and we make that. And we have deciphered the akshara, how we form, and also Agni. Agni has A, G, N, E. Starts with A. It is the Shakti that came along with our birth. Ga is the cerebral sound. That means it's transcended. What is transcended? Na, that is the jnana. So our jnana transcended and it came out now. That is present continuous. That is E, the Vartamana. So what we have, it came out, transcended to a greater level. The energy that did this is Agni. So this Agni can be, it is, as we talked about, it is Bahvagni. That means it is in many, many, many forms, as the life itself is a ball of fire. That means what is happening is our inherent energy proactively picks up the knowing, that is the known, and brings it to manifestation, that is present continuous state. That energy that does is Agni. So there are two words that we talked about today, Agni and Akshara. We have made them into unitary sound elements and we talked about these two. And so in our next session, we pick up a few other words and we will see how to understand the aksharas and the words that we speak in our day-to-day life. Okay?
Very
Thank
nice.
you, Varun. Thank you.
Thank you again. Such a beautiful explanation. And thank you all do visit us back again. Dr. Sharda Garu has more to share her life works and on Akshara Padiyam. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.